Hi, Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knight fans. I'm voice of the Knights, the new voice of the Knights, Andrew Mossbrooks, alongside head coach Tom Kowal. And Coach, we're going to talk about a couple of different things on our first edition, my first edition of Coach's Corner. One thing I want to start out with is the NAHL Showcase in Blaine, Minnesota. Your team got to be out there, maybe not the results you were looking for, but the overall experience, I think, kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, you know, going out, getting on the road right off the bat, I mean, we had 2 home games and then we went on the road. You know, with the group of guys, we have a lot of unfamiliar faces to the lineup. It gave us an opportunity to go spend 5-6 days together, you know, get some team bonding with no distractions, and get 3 great hockey games in. I mean, not the best result, but as you know, we got better each game, and it was a great experience. And I'm glad the NA puts on a showcase like that.
What's the experience like with the scouts being there, because this is such a highly mediated event when it comes to the North American Hockey League, arguably the biggest event of the season. Everybody's competing for a Robertson Cup, but this experience for the players, for you as a coach too, with all of the scouts, all, you know, from various levels. I mean, what is that like being there?
It's unreal. You know, sometimes it's overwhelming for the players. I mean, when you look up in the stands and half the stands are full with scouts from NHL, Division I, Division III, you know, major, junior. I mean, it's just, you know, if you're a scout of a high-level hockey team, you're in Blaine, Minnesota for the North American League Hockey Showcase. I mean, the North American League does an unbelievable job putting on a showcase like that. You know, it's not the end-all, do-all for the season, but, you know, it's an opportunity to get a head start, but more importantly, to get our kids' names on those scouts' rosters, and, you know, to kind of show what they can look forward to watching the Wilkes-Barre Knights for the remainder of the season.
You know, it's kind of cliche, but somebody will say there's no place like home, and you guys get to come home after that long week. You come back here against the Maryland Black Bears, a brand new team to the North American Hockey League, and you're able to take 2 games from them. Both 1-goal contests, a 2-1 final Friday, a 3-2 final in overtime Saturday evening. How good is it to not just be back home, but to get those first and second wins of the season, sort of getting the monkey off the back?
Exactly what you say, getting the monkey off your back. I mean, you know, with a new group, you're teaching a lot of new stuff, and you know, when you have a group of guys that, you know, are coming and working hard every day in practice, but then not getting results they want on the weekend, sometimes it makes them difficult to believe or do the things that you want to do as a team. They get back to their old individual skill habits. But so getting 2 wins, obviously, getting that goose egg out of the win column and getting 2 in there, you know, against our own division, the Maryland team, you know, which is a very good hockey team. They were coming off a real good shutout win their last game in Blaine.
Yep.
So we knew they were going to come work hard. You knew that Coach Clint Milmock is a great hockey coach, was going to have them ready to play. So, and of course, you're playing against your a familiar face in the goal from Tomato. So, you know, at the end of the day, as a coach, when you trade a player, you always hate for them to come back in the building. So, from a staff point, from the team point, you know, it was a great opportunity to get 2 wins, but more importantly for the coaches to say, you know, we didn't get burned by a trade we made over the offseason.
Right. You know what, this may be on a separate note, but I want to ask about the Maryland Black Bears, in fact, because, and we've seen it happen in the Eastern Hockey League and various other levels. You have a brand new hockey team coming in to a league. You were there before at one point. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights are in their 4th season in the NAHL, but what is it like being there and being in that first year? You're sort of laying the bricks for a foundation you hope to be long-term.
No, you know, I mean, we've been there. I mean, I remember when I got back from Blaine my first year, I made 14 trades in one day. And you know, so, you know, Maryland has done a great job. They've got a better start than I think Northeast did when they first started, when we started our first time in the league. But that goes, you know, you got to get the wins early, because I think Maryland, not only their staff and ownership, but the players are going to get used to playing there. You know, Maryland's only going to get better every game, so you got to take advantage of those early games when they're just kind of trying to learn the league and find their place in our division, because I guarantee here in a week or 2, Maryland is going to be a team to beat in our division, and so to get those early 4 points out of them is very beneficial for us going onto the season.
Well, it was the first 2 games in history between the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights and the Maryland Black Bears It certainly won't be that case the following weekend against the New Jersey Titans. That team you know a little bit more, Tom, and I want to ask going into this because it's another set, 2 games against the same team. It's going to be a home-and-home against New Jersey, a team that's a bit of a rival. Some guys don't like each other from the other teams. What do you do preparing for this coming weekend against the Titans?
You know, nothing different than we have always done. I mean, right now we're so early in the year that you worry about the team you're playing, the matchups a little bit, but more importantly, we've got to just take care of what we're doing on the ice. You know, we have guys that are, we just picked up a few players that were out in the USHL that have unfortunately didn't make it out there, but fortunately for the Wilkes-Barre Knights, they're back here and playing with us. And so right now we're just trying to build some chemistry, build some trust in each other, build some team unity that, put 60 minutes together. And once we come up in the office after the game and can check all those boxes, then I'll put more concentration on who we're playing. But it's going to be a barn burner. We play Friday night at home, Saturday night at their place.
Right.
So home and home. We played them in exhibition. They ran the score up a little bit. We played them in the playoffs last year. It seems like every time I wake up, I'm playing the New Jersey Titans. So it'll be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a great test for our organization. I know New Jersey's coming off a tough weekend in Johnstown, so I know they'll be ready. I know they're working hard in practice, so it should be a big fight come here Friday night.
Right, and you said it right, a big fight. We're expecting it. Head coach Tom Kowal on Coach's Corner with myself, Andrew Mossbrooks. Tom, thank you for the time.
Thank you very much.
I want to remind you folks that the New Jersey Titans do come to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Knights this Friday, October 5th. The puck drop is set for 7 p.m. here at Revolution Ice Center. The game can be found here, and of course you can catch the broadcast live with me on Hockey TV.